guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna be reacting to a video called Germany Bucket List Must-Sees, the country's most popular sites. So Germany has so many incredible places and so many beautiful attractions. I don't even know how many are we gonna be able to see, because I think there's so many of them. I can think of so many at the top of my head. Not just the actual sort of the natural landscape, but also the castles and all the sort of architectural sort of marvels as well. That I don't know, I'm excited. I can't wait. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
What's Germany's most popular tourist attraction?
Yes.
Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria?
Probably the most famous one.
Or the Frauenkirche Church in Dresden? What about the Elbphilharmonie in Hamburg? Or something else entirely? To find out, we took a look at visitor statistics for 2022, and the results were surprising. In addition to well-known attractions, there are some newcomers to the ranking. You can also enter many of them for free.
Who doesn't love it? And
Surprisingly, Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria comes in at 15th place. You might think of this fairy tale castle as the country's top tourist spot, but the stats say otherwise. Many tourists from Asia were not able to come last year due to pandemic-related restrictions. Although Neuschwanstein Castle is the most visited castle in Bavaria, it's not Germany's most popular castle.
Oh, really? Wondering which one it would be. There's so many people there.
The most popular German castle is in Heidelberg.
Oh, really?
Although large parts of it are in ruins, it doesn't seem to bother visitors. Instead, it's part of the castle's charm and what makes it so fascinating.
I agree.
What do you think?
It's stunning.
Plus, its picturesque location above the old town makes it a great destination for romantics. Dinosaurs may have died out 66 million years ago, but they still have a large fan base, including in Berlin. Take a deep dive into the past at Berlin's Museum of Natural History. Here you'll have plenty of opportunities to learn about lots of plant and animal species as you browse the museum's exhibits. Spoiler alert, it's not the only museum in our ranking.
Yeah, I'm guessing one with paintings, but this is incredible.
Tourists in Berlin often ask how to get to the Berlin Wall. It's not always obvious since not much of it is left. A good place to start is the memorial.
I had completely, they're mentioning, yes, the Berlin Wall, and it's it completely went out of my head. That's gotta be I would think before seeing this, if you had asked me earlier, I would have thought this was probably top 5, because now thinking, I'm oh my god, of course, the most, this the most famous touristy attraction, people of course want to go there, and it's only number 12, which I'm actually shocked by. It's maybe people are like me and they just sort of forget about this.
On Bernauer Straße, where part of the former border fortifications have been transformed into an open-air exhibition. You'll learn how insurmountable the wall was and how many people lost their lives trying to get to the west. Still in the German capital, next we see Berlin's Fernsehturm, or TV tower. It measures 368 meters and is the tallest structure in Germany.
Seattle, the Needle or something.
Take an elevator up 203 meters to the observation deck. It takes only 40 seconds.
Wow, that's
and you'll love the views over the city.
Okay, yes, we'll definitely go there.
You might be wondering why so many Berlin attractions made it onto the ranking. It's simple. In 2022, more than 10 million tourists came to Berlin. That's more than in any other German city.
Oh, I was going to say 10 million. I would think that number's higher.
Time for the top 10. Let's visit Dresden. In 10th place is Dresden's Frauenkirche Church. With its large, elegant dome, it's a masterpiece of Baroque architecture. Dresden has plenty of stunning churches, but the Frauenkirche is definitely a visitor favourite. This might be due to its unique past. The church was completely destroyed during World War II and rebuilt decades later as a symbol of hope and reconciliation. Two more churches made it into the top 10. Can you guess which ones? Let's move on to number 9, the Deutsches Museum in Munich. It's one of the largest science and technology museums in the world. It has around 28,000 objects on display
Oh my God,
related
okay.
to everything from aviation to seafaring.
Okay, this
It's
I
also
wanna go
very
there as well.
hands-on, with plenty of opportunities to see how things work
Love those
up close
museums.
and personal.
Yeah, those interactive museums are the best.
St. Michaelis, called Michael for short, is a
1 million
landmark in the
visitors.
city of Hamburg. For centuries, the church's tower helped sailors navigate their ships safely. From the outside, the church may seem a bit plain, but inside, it's
very weird.
spectacular. Every day at noon, there's a prayer service where you can hear the impressive organ in action.
I have to say they mention, oh, it's free. It's a free entrance. Isn't it a church? Aren't churches always free of charge? I would say, like visiting a church, it's free, right? Always. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally off, and sometimes you have to pay. But I would think it's a church. Like, isn't like the whole thing about like the doors are always open? I don't know.
It's free to enter. It's a
Oh my
great
God,
place to
what's
take a
happening
breather
there?
before
the
continuing
organ?
to sightsee around Hamburg. You still have a lot to check out here.
So foggy.
When a model railway opened in Hamburg's Speicherstadt district 20 years ago, few visitors cared to pay it a visit. But those days are long gone.
Mount Rushmore.
Every year, more than 1 million people of all ages come to see the world's largest model train layout.
I love this. I love this. This is incredible.
New miniature worlds are being added all the time.
I love
There are
this.
already small-scale models of places in Italy, the USA, Patagonia, Austria, and of course, Germany and Hamburg.
Vegas.
It's like taking a tiny world tour, with plenty of
Oh my
little
God.
technological tricks that are sure to keep
stadium.
you entertained.
Oh my god. I would love to visit this.
A newcomer to our top 10 list is the Humboldt Forum in Berlin. Although it may look like an historic building, it actually opened just 2 years ago and has already
my,
become
okay.
a visitor
And was
favourite.
it built 2 years ago?
It's primarily a reconstruction of the old Berlin Palace, which was destroyed during World War II. Inside is a modern
that?
museum and exhibition space with lots on offer, from artworks from all over the world to exhibitions about natural sciences and Berlin history.
Okay, I love it.
Admission to most exhibitions is free, although
Oh.
many come simply to see the impressive new building.
If you're going there, you have to go and see the museum. You have to check the exhibit.
The Zollverein coal mine industrial complex in Essen lands
A
in
coal
5th place
mine?
on our list. It was once the largest coal mine in the world. Today
Okay.
it's an industrial monument and UNESCO World Heritage
wow.
Site. Concerts,
idea this
festivals
existed.
and film screenings are held on its extensive grounds. There's a lot of industrial history too.
How old is it?
Its large tower has even been dubbed the Eiffel Tower of the Ruhr and is a popular photo spot.
It is very interesting looking.
Topography of Terror is a frightening name for a place where horrible things took place. From 1933 to 1945, the area near Berlin's Potsdamer Platz served as the Nazis' Gestapo, SS and Reich Security main office. Here, many of the Nazis' atrocities were planned and organized. These days, a documentation center provides information about perpetrators and victims and keeps the memory of this cruel chapter of German
Yeah, this
history
is quite a
alive.
bummer.
Now we're getting to the top of our list. So, what sites do you think made it into the top 3? Munich's Marienplatz? Or the Brandenburg Gate?
Probably.
What about Berlin's East Side Gallery? If those were your guesses, you're going to be disappointed.
Okay.
Although all 3 places are high on the tourist popularity scale, they aren't found in the rankings since visitor numbers to public places don't count.
Oh, okay.
But now the moment you've all been waiting for, the 3
That makes
most
sense,
visited
actually.
places in Germany. In 3rd place is Berlin's Museum Island, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. 5 museums are located here. They display art treasures spanning 6,000 years of human
That's
history,
incredible.
including world-famous works like the bust of Queen Nefertiti from ancient Egypt,
That's smaller than I thought.
or the Pergamon altar, which is currently being restored.
Yeah, that was incredible.
On the first Sunday of each month, admission to many of Berlin's museums is free, including those on Museum Island.
That's so nice that they do that.
In second place is the Elbphilharmonie Concert Hall in Hamburg. This spectacular building is
Almost
a blend
3
of
million
old
people,
and
that's
new,
crazy.
with the brick foundation of an old harbour warehouse and a whimsical glass structure on top
So
that's
strange.
reminiscent of ocean waves. It fits in well
that's
with
what
the
it
harbour
is.
city of Hamburg, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a port town.
The Elbphilharmonie is now
Wow.
6 years old, but it can still be tough to score a concert ticket.
The inside is amazing.
Fortunately, there are other ways you can marvel at the
From the
architecture.
outside.
Head up to the visitor platform for great views of the city. It's also
Free
free
entrance,
to
right?
access.
I'd have to like find my way for a ticket.
The most popular place to visit in
Okay, what is
Germany
it?
is the Cologne Cathedral.
Oh,
It
almost
received
4
4.3 million visitors
Okay.
in 2022. We can't say enough about how spectacular
That's
this church
an
is.
insane amount of
At
people.
157 meters, it's the third largest church in the world. The central area is 144 meters long and can hold 4,000 people.
Those ceilings are so high.
And it took over 600 years to complete.
God. All that intricate work. I can't even imagine. building these.
533 steps to enjoy the magnificent views of Cologne. Cologne Cathedral is a Gothic masterpiece, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the most popular site in Germany.
Looking at it from this angle, like, it's quite incredible. Like the perspective is like quite something. I love this list. I want to write it down, and now I actually want to do like my own bucket list. Yes, because it was incredible. So it was only actually like not natural landscapes. Like it was all like the architecture and actual buildings that they were human built. And yeah, I loved it. I think that the Cologne Cathedral, like that's incredible. I didn't know that it took over like 600 years to complete, but the whole like amount of detail, it's like I'm wondering how they actually were able to like build this, like the actual, I don't know, like it's so, because the ceilings are so high and everything is so incredibly high that it's like, how on earth did they manage to actually build something like that? So many times, so long ago. Like I think it's incredible, and it's like, again, it's like a human. I can see why it's a UNESCO like World Heritage Site, because it's like the amount of, again, of like craftsmanship and like the amount of effort that it must have taken to actually build like this marble. I mean, it's crazy. But I also I want to know that I don't know if they actually like if the whole sort of like, because you can enter, right, and you can also obviously see and all of that, but you have like so many like intricate details that I want to know. I'm more interested in like the building process and how like was it built. I don't know. I want to know more, but I don't know if the actual church like offers that. And it's obviously just for you to like, it's not a church, it's a cathedral, but it's just for you to actually like admire and obviously like visit. But I would love to know more about it, because I'm fascinated by it. My favorite ones, I think, were probably the museums. All of them, like the natural history one, the Museum Island, like all of them, I would go there. I think the thing about museums is that they are so big, especially like in what was it, this kind of museums, that they are like so incredibly large. They have like so many collections. They have so many wings. They're like this huge, like incredible like pieces of I don't know, like entertainment, or I don't know if we have to call it entertainment, because it's not like you're going to see like a film. That it's just like, again, it's just like they're so large. The spaces are so large that it would take you, I don't even know like how long, if you actually want to go. And yes, I want to go and I want to visit like every collection, every little thing. I want to actually say, yes, I pay attention and I went there and I actually I'm looking at it, and the whole thing, like I can't, like, how long can it take you? Like it's like a week per museum, and I'm falling short, because I think you're still gonna be left with like, oh, there were some things that I missed. So it is kind of like, I like the fact that obviously like it's like that, because it shows like it's a great thing that we as the human race and as humanity in general have managed to preserve like so many things, for the time being, for the future, for future generations. And of course, it speaks very highly of that. Yes, incredible. However, for you, as in like the present, and I'm speaking obviously as a tourist, it's so sad. It's like, no, I'm not gonna be able to like see everything, and I want to see everything. I think people that live there are so incredibly lucky that they can actually manage to, oh yes, I can go around and I can definitely see everything. And it's gonna take me, I don't know, a year, a couple of months. But I think what a wonderful sort of like little checkpoint that you can make of like, oh yes, I went to this wing like in this week, and then probably like in a month I'll go there and I'll cross this one off my list. Like, what a wonderful thing. I think people are very lucky, to actually, obviously, to be able to live there and to be able to actually do those things. Hopefully they actually, like, it's not just tourists that are actually visit those places, and people that live there, and for both, and I think Germans also like go there, but also like people that lived in Berlin, or in that, all the other in all the other cities that they have like museums, they actually like take advantage of this and actually like go and actually visit. I do have to say also, it's really like, it doesn't surprise me, obviously. Like, I think it's a little bit like, well, it's a cathedral. It's a little bit surprising. Again, it's marvelous. I like, it's incredible. But I don't know if like, it surprises me a little bit. It's like, it's number one, almost 5 million visitors. I'm gonna guess that's yearly, but it is kind of crazy that it's a cathedral, because again, when I was like seeing all the video and all the clips, and I was like, oh, of course it's gonna be something related to like World War II, because obviously it was a huge event, and I think obviously there's a lot of interest, because people are still very interested in, because it was such a huge part of history. And again, it's quite semi, for you, it's like, oh, that was a long time ago. But it wasn't really. It was like, again, 60, 70 years ago. So it is still sort of like semi-recent. It makes sense that people are still like, they're still sort of like fascinated by this. And I was thinking, oh, it's probably going to be something related with like World War II. Because, or even the Berlin Wall. Like, again, well, sort of like a relation, it's sort of like semi-related to that. But I'm surprised by the fact that no, it wasn't. It was the cathedral, and actually, I think the sort of like the highest sort of like piece of World War II sort of like history, that's sort of like the most famous one here, was the Topography of Terror. I think that's the sort of like, I think that was the highest one, and I'm surprised actually by the fact that it's not even higher. If I actually like analyze the whole thing, I'm like, I think maybe it was a little bit higher. I would have thought, when just like seeing everything. But I'm glad it's a cathedral. Like, it's a beautiful place. But I think all of them were incredibly beautiful. I didn't know about the mining complex situation. It was a mine, and I've never ever heard of that in my life. I never ever seen it. It looks very interesting. I would love to know like how old is it, because it looked quite crazy as well. And I think it would be more, I don't know if apparently there's a little bit like an explanation. They give you like the cliff notes of what was it, like, yes, someone like they built this and etc. But I think it's more like striking just seeing the architecture. Like, it is an incredible piece of like, again, of architecture. Like, wow, what an incredible thing we have built as humans. So I didn't know that, and now I want to go. And of course, like the miniature, I can't remember the name. It's like a miniature like Wonderland. I think that's the name. I can't remember. But I know it's in Hamburg, and I definitely want to go there. Besides the museums, I have on my bucket list, I think the miniature situation. It's so fun. I would love to go there. And probably again spend like 2 days, because it's so big that also I think you need a couple of days to actually like experience and visit every little thing, because everything is so completely detailed that you're just like, oh my god, I want to actually see and actually take a look at every single little thing, because they put like so much detail into everything that of course you want to take it, you want to pay attention, and you want to look at like, okay, let's analyze this whole thing. But yes, I love this video, and now yes, I am adding a bunch of things on my bucket list, on my German bucket list. But that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.